Greetings, everyone. Today we're going to review elimination. So you should have an elimination worksheet in front of you. Reminder to sit in your assigned seats. Be respectful. Don't leave the room to work. Pay attention. So we're going to do 3 of the questions that are on the worksheet and use this as your review time. Okay, once I get back, you guys have had like over a month on this unit. You'll have had a full week of review, so when we take that test, there's really no exceptions as far as saying you're not prepared. You've had all these opportunities, so take advantage of them. On that elimination worksheet, if you would flip over, we're going to jump to number 11 right away. So when I take a look at number 11, I'm going to go through the steps. You don't have to number or go through the steps, but I just want a refresher for everybody. Remember, the first step is to line up your equations. And in this case, it's already done. The x's are above the x's, y's over y's, constants over constants. Step 2 is to choose a variable to eliminate. Well, actually, on this one, it doesn't matter which variable we choose. I'm going to just choose the x to choose the x. So I'm going to eliminate the x's, and if I look, they're already different signs, and they're already different numbers. So let's just jump straight in to step 3 of old school adding. 1x plus negative 1x is 0x. Positive 1y plus negative 1y is also 0. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So actually we have 0 equal to 2. Is that a true statement? In this case it's not. So put a slash through that equal sign anytime it is untrue. In this case, when it's not true, what type of solution do we have? We would have no solution. Just as with substitution, if you have a number not equal to itself, it's no solution. And if you have a number equal to itself, that's when you have infinite solutions. So just a reminder as far as what you might end up with for answers. That was a quick one, so let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at number 12. First step is to line up the equations. And in this case, they're already lined up. Y's over y's, x's over x's, numbers over numbers. The fact that the y's come before the x's does not matter. Second step, we want to choose a variable to eliminate. I'm going to choose the y's just because they're first. No other reason. All the numbers are about equal as far as their size, so let's choose the y's. If I want to eliminate the y's, what do I have to multiply that top equation by? In this case, I need a 3. Signs are already opposite, so I'm going to stick to positive 3. If I distribute that 3, I end up with negative 6y, positive 9x, and all the way to the end, a negative 9. Remember to distribute to all values. I'm going to draw a line underneath, and let's do some old school adding. 6y plus negative 6y is 0. Negative 9x plus 9x is also 0. 9 plus negative 9 is also 0. So we end up with 0 equals 0. Is that a true statement? It is. So how do we write our answer when we have a number equal to itself? You just had a reminder, and that was infinite solutions. Okay, so keep an eye out for problems where you have a number equal to itself. Okay, let's take a look at number 13. Number 13, first step is to line them up. Well, these are already lined up. Step 2, choose a variable to eliminate. There's no convenient way because in this case, you're going to have to multiply both equations to eliminate a variable. I'm going to choose the x's strictly for the fact because they are already opposite signs. So if I want to multiply both equations to eliminate the x's, then I'm going to multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 4. I'm just using the opposite values. So let's distribute. Remember to distribute to every single piece in the parentheses. Negative 4x times 3 is negative 12x. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9y. 5 times 3, 15. Let's take a look at our second equation. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8y. 4 times 8. Again, if you need to get those calculators out, please do so. We end up with a negative 32. All right, let's draw a line underneath and do some old school adding. The x's cancel. I have a negative 9y minus an 8y. So I actually end up at a negative 17y. Getting some big numbers, but that's okay. Next, I have a 15 plus a negative 32, or think of it as 15 minus 32. We end up with a negative 17 again. My goal is to get y by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 17, and I get a y value of 1. I got a nice clean y value, so what do I have to do next? I need to find my x value. I need to substitute that 1 into either equation. I'm going to choose the first equation just because it's the first one, no other reason. So if I substitute 1 in for y, that means where there's a y, I've got a gap. And where there's a gap, I'm going to put a 1. So I'm substituting that in for y. Let's simplify. A 3 times a 1 is a 3. I'm going to add the 3 to the other side because I have to do the opposite of what the sign says. That leaves me with a negative 4x equals 8. What do I do next to isolate the x? I want to divide both sides by that negative 4, and we end up with x equals negative 2. Nice clean numbers for my answer. Similar to our last lesson, this one should have all clean numbers for your answers. So what I mean by that is you shouldn't have any fractions in your answers. Remember though, how do we write our answers? As a coordinate point, x value, comma, y value. As we worked through these 3 problems, we actually worked out one of each type. We worked out a no solution, an infinite solutions, and one where you had to multiply both equations. So you're really set up with these examples to succeed on the rest of the worksheet. If you finish, then work on your previous worksheets. Again, our worksheets, our videos will all be posted on Google Classroom if you need extra help outside of class. As always, if you need a reminder, these worksheets will not be due, so as long as you work well on them, are diligent, behave well, and know that the sub does have a key, doesn't have the work on it, so if you want to check your answers, you are more than welcome to. We'll see you next time.